and you see this fake, and you know we in the place. And y'all know if y'all see me, man, y'all know I got my guy in the building, most definitely. Patton, aka the mailman, aka the streets, aka very much so, you know what I'm saying, man. And you know, if you see my guy, then you know you see my guy Killer Cal in the building, man. And y'all know we about to bring y'all a dope show, as always.
What's happening, fellas?
Oh man, it's been pretty dope, man. We've been doing a lot of shows lately, man. I know y'all been seeing us a part of a lot of Texas content creators. We did Stressings, we did AD a couple of times. Shout out those guys, as a matter of fact, man. Looking forward to linking up with them again. Definitely been dope, man. So I know y'all been seeing our face everywhere. Make sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe, man. If this is your first time checking out the show, we got that guy, Larry Payton, already in the bull ring, man. We want to appreciate you. Big shout out to you too, Larry.
1, 2, 3.
Y'all already know, man, and appreciate all you know, man, out there. Hold on, what Alan say? Texas on tour here. Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? We was just trying to, do our thing, man. Whenever somebody, asks us to come out, man, we do our best to oblige and vice versa. Hey, now, Brandon, you're not late, bro, man. We just started. We 2 minutes and 19 seconds and counting into the show. And you know it wouldn't be a show without my guy, Brandon, man. So appreciate you in the building, too, man. You say who?
Gotta have B in the building, man.
Oh yeah, man, got to, man. It wouldn't even be right, you know what I'm saying? Let me turn down this music. Man, let's get into it, man. We got some Texans post-draft, you know what I'm saying, review that we have to do. We talked about it a lot on some of the other shows that we've been on, but we haven't been able to do it in our unique Texans on three-way. So, hey, this is going to be a fun show, like I said, man. We're going to talk about some of the draft picks, what's probably going to happen to the team after these draft picks, what players should be worried, what players are safe, you know what I'm saying, they don't have nothing to worry about. It's a lot of stuff, man. Nick Caserio been doing, seem like he been doing a little tour himself. We're going to get into a little bit of that. And hey, man, it's just been good. How y'all guys doing, bro? Hey, I guess Cal said, "Hey, this he out of here. He heard what the show was gonna be." Cal ducked up. Cal said, "Let me get the hell up out of here, man." Now, Cal gonna be right back. I'm pretty sure it's some mild technical difficulties, but
everybody with Comcast shit went out today.
Damn, I'm AT&T, so I'm good, I guess.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, all the Comcast went out.
Comcast, Xfinity, same shit.
Oh, man, we thought you was a casualty, Cam, man. Yeah. We thought you was with Comcast.
Well, I am.
Oh, they've been chopping people off today? They've been kind of a little weird.
Yeah, it's choppy, man.
Brandon say didn't realize Ursery and Henderson were both on Big Ten first team in 23. Yeah, see, if anybody would have knew that, you know what I'm saying, it definitely would have been my guy Patton. He's a Big Ten guy. Ain't Michigan in the Big Ten or Big 12?
Big 10.
Big 10. Okay.
Big 12 don't. Let me see. Big 12 still exists. I think everybody knows
y'all, man. I'm really starting to buy into this Ursery pick, and I'm really starting to buy into the chip that's on his shoulder. I just don't know, like, if, what I'm just excited about him. I'm not saying that that's enough to put him on the field this year, but I think he's going to be good, bro. I think bro going to end up being pretty good for us. The reviews that I've been hearing about people that, been, watching a lot more of his tape than me, they've been speaking very highly of the guy. Even his coach, you know what I'm saying? His coach speaks very highly of him. And one of the highlights that I heard that I was like, man, that's great. Like, you hear that he played in a game against, this draft's top pass rusher, and was just
Mhm.
stonewalling him.
Yeah.
That just gets me crunk right there. I say, oh, okay, so the top guy that went in this draft that they talking about is some kind of generational talent that almost wanted to wear Lawrence Taylor's infamous number 56.
Yeah, Abdul Carter.
Yeah, they say
That's another guy I feel like that's not gonna pan out, but congratulations to the young man for getting drafted though.
You don't think he gonna what's the name? You don't think Ursary gonna pan out? Oh
Not
no, you saying
Abdul
what's
Carter.
Abdul Carter? Yeah,
Yeah.
like he looks like a smaller, slightly though. And that's just from what I seen. I could be tripping, y'all. Let me know in the comments. But what's my guy that's with Dallas?
He looked like a Parson clone to me.
Yeah.
Everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you see him in that 11 jersey, they almost look just alike. Almost
it's
like
the same school, kind of the same game. You know what I'm saying? Just Parsons is more of a hand in the dirt type of guy. This guy, you can use him all around. It just depends on what New York, depends on how New York is going to use him. That's what it's going to come down to.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he was crazy for trying to ask to wear Lawrence Taylor number?
Most definitely. You are not worthy, bro. No, sir.
Bro,
hey, look, I got two favorite football players. On offense is T.O. and on defense is L.T. Like, there's nobody in the league right now that is close to L.T. Nobody.
That can wear that number, like, and even.
I mean, you can wear that number, but not on that team.
Hey, speaking of numbers and numbers being retired, and I know this is about Deion and Shador, which we're gonna get to that too, since we, going over the draft and everything. But did y'all hear that, Deion is supposed to be retiring his jersey?
For what team?
For Colorado.
Deion didn't play in Colorado.
No, he's retiring Shador's jersey.
Oh yeah, of course.
What?
Shador and I want to say Travis.
Bruh, I ain't gonna lie, that's a little crazy right there, bro.
But that's a little misinformed because that wasn't Deion's idea. That was the athletic director. Now they could have said no, but they came in. Deion didn't go to them and say, "Hey, can you retire their number?"
That's what I thought.
But nobody's going to believe it. Now all of a sudden, everybody's talking about a player. I saw him play, Rashawn Salam and not the enemy. I forgot the other guy name. Rashawn Salam was the running back. Cordell Stewart. Now people throwing their names around. Ain't nobody mentioned their names in 30 years. Now, if Colorado, within all them years, you have different athletic directors, presidents, faculty, a whole lot of things and changed hands. Now all of a sudden they point at Deion talking about, well, what about them? Deion like, I'm not responsible for them. So I mean, I don't know, man. It doesn't matter what they do, man. Yeah, man, he could cure. He could cure breast cancer. Somebody gonna say, "Well, you ain't cured like lung cancer." Like it doesn't matter. I don't.
Yeah, but as a matter of fact, I say it's in a certain point in time. I want to kick it up on that. But let's get to what everybody's here for. The draft, man. If you ain't been living under a rock, you seen who the Texans have drafted so far. Let me see. I'm gonna bring up. Let me bring up what's the name right quick. As far as the draft go, what would y'all give y'all grade if y'all had to grade it individually? Not individually as the players. I'm talking about both of y'all, like as a whole. What would you give the draft? Your personal grade.
I don't like to not draft. I don't like to grade drafts. Like, you don't know what you got right now. You think you know what you got right now. So
yeah, and based on what you think that you have,
yeah,
so it's like basically saying like on paper. What do you think of the pedigree of the draft?
Some good move by Nick, back-to-back years, getting out of the first round. Avoiding having to pay that fifth year. Looking at all our players, if it pans out, I think it will pan out. you got everybody that we drafted, man, will contribute immediately. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not day one, but I give it to about week 5, week 7. Everybody we drafted will be contributing. Everybody from the first pick to the last pick. If I have to throw a letter on it, I'll say a B minus B.
Okay. I mean I can almost. I'm trying to find one where they're showing all the picks.
You gotta think about it, man. Everybody we drafted, dude, at some point will start.
Okay, I'm gonna just show it like this.
Everybody.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the thing about the draft. I can honestly say is that it showed that we drafted depth. Like for one of the first times in my fandom, as a Texans fan, I feel like we drafted some players that are all like Patton just said, they're all gonna contribute and they all could be starters potentially if they, you know what I'm saying? Just say if we were picking these guys and we didn't have guys in those positions, I would feel confident about those guys in starting roles.
All of them will start
even all the way down to Jalen Reed.
Yeah, like so you got Jalen Reed, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the event you can't bring back Gardner Jr. or CD, you can start him at safety and keep Petrie at their in nickel position.
Mm-hmm.
You got, let's say Petrie goes down and CD's not there. Jalen Smith, he can play nickel. He's pretty good. He's actually a really like a diamond in the rough on the cool. Like, you know how I told you guys, some people don't, their 40 time doesn't reflect the on the field speed. He's one of those guys. He plays fast as hell. Both the receivers, man, I believe Higgins going to start first. We only have Kurt for 1 year. So going into next year, that's your 2 and 3. Born what Tank does if he comes back. Ursley, I feel like will start this year, whether it's at guard or tackle to be seen. The only guy that probably won't start to be Woody because we still got Mixon. Of course, my guy Skywalker, he's going to win a tight end position this year. So,
now Woody won't start, of course, but do you think he'll be HB2?
Of course, without a doubt, barring injury.
Of course, you said that. Bonton, you said that with confidence. Like,
dude,
so you don't think?
Do you realize how old he is? He's longer than tooth as a rookie.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. That's a great point. And when you that old, hey, you cannot let that milk sit on the shelf no longer.
Then you're a running back. Like, dude, his birthday, I want to say, is December either 20th or 29th. But he'll be 25 when we go into the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to maximize that immediately. So by the time it's time for him to re-up on his contract, he will be 29. Going to 30. So you got to maximize that, man.
Y'all know, hold on, I want to put this up here. Larry Payton say, B draft grade, Iowa State Twins are cool additions, but Woody Marks has him most excited. Pause. I'm gonna say that, like I am a little. I mean, I've been looking at some of Woody Marks highlights, and I have been, getting excited myself. Pause. But the wide receiver Jaden Higgins and the wide receiver Jalen Noel is very intriguing to me. And if I had to, I mean, it's hard to pick between both of the two, being that they both come from the same school. It's almost like having this kind of twin duo. And I think what's cool about them is the fact that they both are kind of like carbon copies of Kirk and Hutchinson. And it's crazy, like, to have that. And when you think of the dynamic of that, right? Like, if we ever ran any 4 wide receiver sets, which I'm pretty sure we probably are, like, that's gonna be a crazy combination on the field. Like, that's gonna scare a lot of defensive coordinators, because that guy Noel, even as a rookie, man, he can run some crisp routes in that slot. You know what I'm saying? And he has this unique thing that they said about Kirk. It was actually one of my favorite things that when they said this about Kirk, it was one of my favorite attributes about him. And what that was is that even in the slot, he can get downfield. Like he had this effect to be able to get downfield still. And when you look at what, you know what I'm saying, Noel brings to the table, it's almost exactly that. You know what I'm saying? He can get downfield from that slot position. And it's crazy, bro. Like I mean, it's almost gonna be almost like not missing Tank. And it's messed up to say that because man, I love Tank as a player so much, but to be able to bounce back, you got to be able to bounce back from things like this, right? And true with Noel, man, I have no problem. And y'all already know how I feel about Higgins, man. It's crazy that we have a Higgins on our team now, and he's almost, they saying that he's just like Nico, but I almost think that they're gonna be something different about each other, y'all. I'm not looking to look at I think from the size, the the speed, what I'm saying, in the 40 or whatever, you may compare them, but I think they're gonna be two different wide receivers, y'all, really on the cool. I really think so. But
Yeah, let me get my grade right quick. I'm gonna give it a solid A. Uh,
mm,
when Patton said that, well, first of all, when he said that everybody's going to play, yeah, that's true. The person that's going to get the least amount of playing time, if
mhm,
everything goes well, barring injury, is going to be Hamilton. He might get the least because that defensive tackle room. I don't know if they're going to re-sign Fadakasi or not, but that defensive tackle room is. I don't think he will be in that rotation. He'll get some. He'll get some run. I
mhm,
think when Lachey learns the playbook, he might be able to bully himself in there around week 5, 7, or 8, or something like that. And it depends on how they want to use. Like we looking at the Dalton from last year. We don't know how Kelly going to use it. We don't know if Dalton is going to respond. Is Stover going to take that next step? So it's a lot of what ifs. So, but when he said that, I was like, man, everybody ain't gonna get no playing time. But then I looked at it. Like my favorite player, when I really, really start to look at him, was Jalen Smith from USC, the corner.
mm,
That dude is the one that I can see that's gonna get a lot of burn. And people are confusing him as him and Petrie is the same player. They're not,
That's
you
Reed.
know.
Is
That
that Reed?
yeah,
That's
no,
Reed.
no, yeah,
The other
Jalen Reed. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Jalen Reed. They're,
no, no,
they're not.
but no, but I get what you're saying though, Cal, because I actually looked at Jalen Smith. It's like, how would he fit on the field with Petrie on the field? But you're
No,
right,
no,
they also
no. Jalen Reed, we pronouncing him wrong.
oh, you was
Jalen.
talking about, oh, okay, because you
No,
talked
I'm talking.
he's
No, I'm
referring to
talking about.
Taylor.
Yeah, I made a mistake. I'm talking about Jalen Reed, cornerback, with a safety.
Safety. Penn State.
Yeah, but I
mm,
like him. But the person that I missed out on him. That's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about Jalen Smith. That's what I meant to say. The
yeah, the
cornerback.
cornerback, yeah.
Right. He's going to get a lot of burn. I like him. I
He's
like him.
speed
What did you
freaky.
see that you like about him?
Well, first of all,
See,
having Eric Murray and the other cast of characters being caught up on the slot wide receiver last year, I can vividly remember St. Brown just toasting us. I remember the little white guy from Indianapolis, just toasting us,
Pierce.
just running straight down the field.
Mm-hmm.
You got safety trying to hold uh uh wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna have that. I like him, and then I go back to Jalen Reed. There are packages that I could see Petrie and Reed on the field at the same time. It's gonna be so interchangeable. That's why I'm giving this the grade of A, because I can just really see that D'Amico have incorporated a lot of speed. It's a lot of speed on offense. It's a lot of speed on defense. You just really got two of the top 5 wide receivers in the same draft. Like that very rarely happens in any draft with any team.
Oh, for real.
And then the more I started to look at Noel, because me and you, we was both high on Higgins. But when I looked at Noel and I started looking at him, dude bench pressed 225 23 times. Offensive linemen do that, man. D tackles.
So
So
you
that
talking about
lets you
looking
know, like
who
jam,
will
jamming him off the line. If when they teach him how to use his hands and getting rid of shedding defenders and everything like that, dude is gonna be a problem, man. And
Mm-hmm.
his route running, I think you said this earlier, Nitty. Route running is just so precise. Catch the ball, turn up. Another thing I noticed that a lot of people, I looked at Luther Burden, and one thing that I noticed about him, which can be coached out of him, and Higgins and Noel, when they come off the line, they don't take a false step backwards.
Uh-uh.
They come straight off the line. And if you notice, it's like when you take off running, you don't have to take a step back or take a move. And then
And
Burden
then,
did that on pretty much every release. And
mhm.
that can be coached up out of him, but these guys didn't, it was no wasted motion. So man, that I'm excited about them, man. But D'Amico added a lot of speed on defense, and I really like it.
Oh yeah, man. Like you say, those players, Jalen Smith, Jalen Reed, these are all guys that just scream that swarm mentality. Like the way they play on the field, bro. I was
Oh
looking at these
yeah.
highlights and I'm like, I'm wondering why
Hey,
they didn't go higher in the draft. I'm like, what the hell?
hey,
What the hell?
and another thing you gotta be aware of. I was looking at some of the highlights. Yeah, padding highlights. I was looking at the highlights before we went on. Man, I bet you, and see, I was looking at Jalen Smith, his like his projection.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like all over the place, man. And I think the Texans did kind of, people were saying it was a reach. I don't think it was a reach. I think it was somewhat of when they saw Kalen Bullock and how he was able to come in the first year and be a starter.
Mm-hmm.
And they looked at him, and I think he probably flashed on that film that he was on the Texans radar ever since last year.
I think
And I
so.
and I think that was like, hey man, we got to go get that guy. We don't
Cause
know if everybody.
ain't it wild that he, that Kalen was where he was, you know what I'm saying, when he got drafted. Kalen was
Yeah.
in the house.
So it tells you, and another thing about Nick. Nick has great rapport with coaches, trainers, position coaches, because he said that about when he with Hutchinson. He said the coaches over there at Iowa State, he had a good rapport with the wide receivers, and like he just had a good rapport with them. He knew all about them before like he brought them in on the 30s. So that was something that Nick already knew, and he was just kind of keeping it secret. So Nick probably got the people that he really wanted. I know he probably wanted a O lineman in that first round, but I think
Mhm.
Nick got a lot of people that he really, really wanted.
Yeah, you can tell like when the draft is over with. I can kind of read body language real good, and you can just tell when you know how Nick is confident in the draft. This is almost exactly how he was last year, and even the year before. You know what I'm saying? He have this confidence in himself, like, hey, I know I did good, and you can just see it on him. It's something like a bravado
Mm,
or something, but. Yeah, I feel confident in the draft just because of that. Like, if I see Nick confident, then I know that they picked up a lot of players, and when you look at the way that this draft kind of went, it's easy to see that this was a thoughtful draft. This was a
mm,
this was one of those type of drafts that was like a chess. It was played like chess, and that's why some people don't understand it. Some people think that you're just supposed to go for the best player. I think they mixed in. I think their strategy was a mixture of so many things, and that's why people just can't say, okay, this draft was what I'm saying, BPA, best player available. They were, because when you look at picking those two wide receivers with the linemen in between there like that. You know what I'm saying? Because if they whole thought was to get both of those wide receivers, I think they could have probably went Noel the second pick. But they didn't. They went Ursery, and then they went, nowhere right after that. I just thought like that was just super dope, man. Like, but Nick to maneuver like that and get both of those guys, I see both of those guys for the next 4 years. Hopefully we can keep both of them, but for the next 4 years, I'm telling y'all, we're about to have a pretty dope wide receiver core. So dope that we are what they call it. It's inevitable. It's inevitable that we will lose them eventually.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I hate to play devil's advocate, man, but dude, it'd have been nice if you would have you would have kept the first round pick and took, because it's clear as day they wanted Higgins. Nick wanted Higgins all the way, and he gambled that he won. By him trading back to get the second pick of the second round, excuse me. Mm-hmm. If you get Higgins where you was at 25, and you proceed to still go get Noel, you got an extra year with Higgins versus Noel. You know what I'm saying? So now, 4 years from now, this whole draft is gonna be like, damn, who gets paid first?
Hey, for real.
Let's stay there real quick. Everybody contract up, though they haven't signed yet, but this whole draft is gonna be 4-year deals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who do y'all feel like will A, get the most money out of this draft, and B, be the last one to resign?
That's the hard one, because if Lachey show improve, tight end market it's not that much.
He'd be the last one.
Well, wide receivers, they are already up in the 30 plus range. Woody Marks, hey, he shows something, but like you said, he'll be at that 29-year-old.
He'll probably get a year deal, maybe 2 years.
It depends on what he put out, because really, like 29 years old, like Saquon Barkley have told general manager, say, hey, give up on us real quick and see what happens.
Yeah.
So him and Henry, I'm not saying he's Henry and he's Saquon, but 28, 29 years old is not old. But hey, catching it out of the backfield, like this guy has the potential of being a 75 to 100-yard receiver out of the backfield.
Yeah, that's valuable.
Go ahead.
I know I told you guys the other day that I was playing around about he's a slow Reggie Bush, but when I really looked at him, a couple of games I watched, especially against Michigan, because he tore our ass up, but that's neither here nor there. He's part of the team now, but he reminds me of Kevin Falk for the Patriots, years ago. I don't know if people remember Kevin Falk, but Kevin Falk was elusive out of the backfield. He was one of those first guys for the Patriots, as far as running backs go, to be utilized in the passing game consistently, week in, week out.
Hey, you saying some real stuff, because in order to run that Patriots type of offense, bro, we would have to have those type of players.
Don't say that, man. Larry in the comments, man.
Hold on, look, Larry say CJ Spiller. God damn, don't say that, Larry, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what CJ Spiller was. I know he was a first round pick running back that didn't pan out like that.
He was potential. I don't want to put his name with him because he didn't pan out, but to be consistent and producing, productive. Kevin Fowler is the perfect comparison for me. But excuse me, I'm gonna say this though. Urshey's gonna be the highest paid player out of this draft. I guarantee.
That's kind of hard to say.
I think Urshey gonna end up out of this draft.
For where we drafted, not the other teams.
Not no other teams. He talking about what we did. Urshey is gonna end up being the highest out of this draft class, only because of his position.
Skywalker out of this group, he would be the highest paid player. Now, walk with me.
Now Higgins might end up being the second, or something. Or
I got Noel Penning out better than Higgins, but just walk with me. Look, the left tackle is the most important position in the league, especially on offense, right? We've seen Larry Thompson reset the market time and time again, and I have faith in this guy that he's going to step in and he's going to become better than what we had for us homegrown. What I mean by homegrown was Dwayne Brown. He was homegrown. We drafted him. We traded for Larry Thompson. So we take LC off the table. Ashley has a chance to come in, man, learn this scheme. You got one of the better quarterbacks in the league. We don't know what Caden's gonna do offense wise, but let's just say he's gonna be one of the better offensive coordinators he's gonna roll with. Let's just say Pop is gonna be a hell of an offensive line coach that's gonna get maximized effort out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, by that time, LT will be out the league. Trent Williams will probably be out the league. It'll be Joe Alt. What's my guy? Riffs from
Worse.
You know what I'm talking about from Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
you know
from Tampa Bay.
Like those guys, they already got paid. Well, Joey got paid. He's still young, but Whips. How do you say his name? He's already got paid.
The left tackle with Philly too. What's his name?
No, it's the right tackle, not that left tackle. Lane Johnson.
Not Lane Johnson. Now I'm talking about Lane, but they say the other guy's pretty good. Oh yeah, Sewell.
That's from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I feel like out of this group, dude, he would be like the most highest paid player on that first contract. And you know the way Nick
he would have to he would. Mm-hmm.
What you were saying?
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Oh, he would have to.
No, I was saying I'll just. Good, Pat.
Okay.
No, both of y'all got some kind of delay going on, but now go ahead, Killer. We wanted you to go.
Go.
Okay. I was looking at the highest paid salaries, and even on the offensive line, Sewell is at 28. So even for Ursary to get to that, you put an all pro level on him because you don't have to be all pro to get into that $30 million range right now with the wide receiver. They surpassing 40 right now. So 40 is going to be like 30 is going to be like a lot of people is going to eclipse that number. So unless he's an all pro, okay, then his ceiling is the highest for that. But I think wide receivers got the ability to get paid more than get paid more than linemen because on a larger scale, more wide receivers are making. You know, you got quarterbacks and then you have wide receivers. Edge rushers.
Mm-hmm.
So they taking up the most money. But hey, look, speak it into existence. Maybe we'll be an all pro.
I think he's gonna end up being one of the ones though, and probably faster than we think. But it depends. It depends though, where they start him at.
Another thing you're missing too.
That's another thing. I don't think he's gonna be comfortable with wanting to start. Like say if they wanted to put him in guard, like everybody is saying, he might not want to go there. But I know he's a team player. But if he starts at guard and he dominates at guard, how does he ever get the left tackle?
He will go to left tackle because he is a left tackle. Now listen, let me tell you why he's gonna be an all pro. There are not many tackles in this game or this draft that are going to a team that has two dominant edge rushers. He's gonna get the workout of his life every day at practice. Like iron sharpens iron. And credit to D'Amico and Nick Caserio for building the team based off competition at every position minus quarterback. But there's a backup competition, but neither here nor there. But you get what I'm saying though. This guy's he's coming in going against elite guys. You know what I'm saying? Our defensive line, we spoke about this, is our strength of our team.
Mm-hmm.
Offensive line, you're going to know by the second training camp who you have a general idea of who's going to be the start five, who can hold their own the most. Because I'm gonna tell you, that first week,
I ain't getting their ass molly-whopped out there,
bro. The first week, the line's gonna kick the offensive line ass. That's how it's supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
If you go out there the first week of training camp and your offensive line is dominating the defensive line, your line is in trouble.
Hey, look, think about it. You ain't lying because every time we would hear that at the beginning of preseason or whatever, and they said, "Man, the offensive line is looking great." That meant that line wasn't gonna be shit.
When we had Shaw,
mm-hmm.
No, our offensive line was elite at that time. Who we on D line? Just White.
White. That was during the time when we actually had White and we had Mario for a little while too.
1 year.
That shit was good. Oh my god.
Wasn't that Was Antonio Smith still here?
Yeah, every time I look at
The
Reggie
Ninja, was
Bush,
he still here? Antonio?
I don't know. But every time I look at Reggie Bush highlights, I can't help but think about Mario Williams, bro, and how that off season, man, I was so happy, bro, when I knew that we won the Bush Bowl. And that we was gonna get Reggie Bush, bro. Like every time I look at his highlights, I like teleport myself back to when I was looking, saying like, "Oh my God, we about to have this dude on our team," and they went with Mario Williams, bro. Broke my heart, but let's see. Larry said, I understood it then at that time that what type of team we was, and that was the beginning of understanding what type of picks that the Texans would make. It made every pick after that make sense to me. I was like, oh, okay. Even with the J.J. Watt pick, I was like,
division, bro. You had to get a defensive lineman.
Yep. Yeah, Peyton. Yeah, Peyton.
Like everybody, bro. At that time, nobody else mattered. Nobody. We didn't matter. Jags didn't matter. Titans didn't matter. But now,
Larry say, I think Fisher is better suited for left tackle than Ursery, and Ursery at right tackle.
I would flip it.
He said yes, Antonio Smith with the Texans until 2015. But didn't he leave and come back though?
I don't think so. I can't remember.
Antonio Smith though, man, left and came back.
He wasn't, bro. Antonio, for what it's worth, Antonio Smith, man, was a good run. At that time, we was playing a 3-4, I believe. Mm-hmm. He was more of a run guy, run stopping guy. He wasn't no double-digit sack guy. Never was.
No, that position don't produce double-digit sack.
He was still a good player.
He was damn good.
It was somebody who did it. JJ.
Who picked Scatterbo?
Yeah, but the way JJ played,
Giants.
I forgot who picked him up.
The Giants.
Okay, I want to do something too that I haven't noticed that a lot of other shows have done, y'all. We may have to pull out our Google for this one, but just off the top of your head, right? Have y'all thought about anybody, that the enemies have drafted that has you slightly worried? Anybody that's in our division.
Yeah, I would say
a player that's in the AFC South now that you like, oh shoot, that we gotta kind of worry about.
So let me say this. I don't worry about what the Titans do. Like y'all know how I feel about the Titans. Anybody that go to Tennessee to die.
So you think? Hold on, let's pause right there for a few minutes. So Patton, what you saying is you are not worried about the number 1 draft pick in Cam Ward, and if you're not, which it sounds like you're not, just can you explain why?
It's Tennessee. Like Tennessee has a notation of not getting it right. They are a down south Cleveland. Like they can draft Jesus, and Jesus is gonna get sacked. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? God forgive me, but it's just Tennessee's one of those teams, man, where it's gonna take, just like the Cowboys, it's gonna take for the owner, it's gonna take new ownership. Let me say that. I agree with Larry, Travis Hunter. I'm not really worried about Travis Hunter for the simple fact he's gonna be playing both sides of the ball. You can't hold 12. Stingley gonna lock you up. Like, what can you do? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then with the Colts, honestly, the only person that really worried me with the Colts was Richardson, if he can put it together. If he can put it together, then yeah, now that's a concern because the Colts have had a history of having great elite quarterbacks or quarterback play.
Mm-hmm.
And they've all played good against us, i.e. Peyton, i.e. Luck, and now Richardson, when he has a spark. Richardson, to me, is like a lightning in a bottle. Strikes every so often. But overall, like, I just don't see anybody in this draft that closed the margin between us. Like, we the big dogs in the division. They looking up, and we looking down.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, what about you, Cal? Anybody got you worried? And see, shout out to Larry, man. Larry say that Smith did leave. He left and returned in 2015. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I knew that dude left and came back, bro. I be knowing, man. But anyway, back to Killer.
The
What
professor.
is it? What
No,
is
I
it?
said I don't look at nobody that and I was thinking hard too. I'm not scared of no number one rookie. You know, like they don't they have weapons, but I don't think they have enough. They got a pretty good defense. Let's not get that twisted. Like
Oh,
that front line, Tennessee, that front line that they have is pretty stout.
one of them
Simmons and
guys left. I
no
think the
Simmons
DN
and
left.
okay, but that interior is pretty
Yeah,
good.
Simmons and Swift.
Yeah. So hey, look, whenever you're in a division, it's always going to be the hardest games you ever play.
I agree.
Back in the 90s, the Cowboys went 14-2. The Redskins went 2-14. The only two games that the Redskins won was beating the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things that you can't even look past because they know you, you know them. It's just like playoff basketball. Like once you get off into playing somebody over and over and over again, there's no new tricks. It's only going to be talent versus talent.
Yeah.
You might have a couple of.
Y'all not worried about Tyler Warren.
I'm not worried about Tyler Warren, man.
Oh, okay.
Nah,
Just making
we got
sure.
too much. We got a bunch of speed on defense, man. By the time that ball comes, like, look, bro, when we talk, like Trick said, no fly zone. You got to check in, man.
Hey, for real.
Tyler went to the Colts, right?
Oh yeah, he went to the Colts.
Okay. I can't help but see this. I keep seeing playoff game. Agent Zero on Kelsey. And I'm not saying Warren is Kelsey. You got to prove yourself. And Zero was hurt that game too, so understandably so. But we're gonna knock air out the game, dog. Depending on who their backup quarterback is, if he's accurate, maybe he'll give him the ball. Depending on how what's his name? What's the head coach name for the Colts?
Steichen. Not Steichen.
Who the quarterbacks out the Richardson over there?
He gonna be the starter real soon. Daniel Jones.
Oh, he's good.
He's gonna be the starter very soon. Daniel Jones.
That shit ain't gonna
man. Daniel Jones is better than Richardson. Richardson, look here, bro. Richardson gonna get a long rope. We get that. But there's nothing that Richardson showed me that he's better than Daniel Jones besides being strong and just can run faster. Daniel Jones is faster. I mean, not faster. He can run. He's a better decision maker with the ball. Richardson haven't got there yet. And I think that the leash is going to be short, just like the Tennessee quarterback, even though he was drafted. What's the guy that was
to Mahomes, and I see no Mahomes trait in that dude, bro. Like
Cam Ward.
And Cam Ward. They actually was comparing him to.
I got a hot take for you. I got a hot take.
What is it?
Shadur's gonna be better than Cam, and he in Cleveland.
That ain't too hot to me. Like it's really not.
I'm gonna say this though. Shadur has a lot to get through to actually be in the starter because
he got more to prove.
Y'all gotta understand what y'all gonna see this go round is that for years in the league, when you're a 5th round draft pick, you get treated a certain way. Hold on. You get treated a certain type of way. Like you get treated like you get all the perks and everything of a 5th round draft pick. You've been seeing that rule kind of bent lately because we've been seeing a lot of diamonds in the rough and people doing their things. But
yeah,
I think specifically just for the fact that the way that they did this kid, that he's going to really get treated like a 5th round draft pick. Like he's really going to have to come in and it's going to probably be, and I'm just saying this, y'all, be prepared. It may be even a year before he even gets a chance to show what he can do, bro. Bro might just be throwing passes to people at practice, bro, like for about a year before we really get to see. Because if those quarterbacks that signed before him, you got to think about it. You got Deshaun Watson before him, which I don't even know if Deshaun gonna start some
He's not gonna play. You got Flacco.
Flacco, and you know they went to the
Flac-
playoffs with Flacco, so they gonna be thinking about, hey, Flacco making, you know, and who's the bag about the Flacco?
Kenny Pickett.
Pickett. Yeah.
Kenny Pickett, see, and they would trust in Pickett, bro. Like it's just so much that Shador is gonna have to do as a 5th round draft pick to become a starter in the NFL, bro, because they are not gonna skip nothing for him, bro. Even though you're right, I truly believe what both of y'all saying. Bro is probably gonna end up having a way better career. But what's messed up is he got drafted in the 5th round, bro. And they're gonna put the 5th round straps on that boy. Pause.
You got Flacco, Pickett. There's somebody else.
And Deshaun would have messed up.
Oh no, let's count. Okay, we're counting Deshaun, Flacco, Pickett, Gabriel, and Shador.
You see what I'm saying? And they not.
Deshaun got a torn ACL.
In order for
Deshaun
him to
ain't coming back.
No,
there's still 3 quarterbacks ahead of him. There's still 3 quarterbacks ahead of him. And so no, listen to you.
I got a delay. The way Chase Daniels on the show that comes on in the morning, it is not speak of the with Emmanuel Acho, Chase Daniels, Shady McCoy. You know, Chase played for like 14 years. He said this is why Shador is going to have a very hard time even getting reps. He said he's been on several teams, and he said it pretty much was the same way. You have 15 installed plays, and it's going to be ones against the ones. He said, so the faculty, the facility. And he said that Flacco, he's going to come in. It's 15 plays. Flacco going to come in probably for 6. And then Pickett going to come in for 4. He said that who's the third guy? Gabriel. He said Gabriel may get 3, and then that'll leave Shador maybe 1 or 2. And the reason why it may be 1 because if they don't see what they like in Flacco in his first 6, he may get a number 7. Mm-hmm. And he said the one that Shador gets, it might be a handoff. He said so. What happens in the psyche of a 3rd string quarterback, which most of the time Daniels was, he said when he would come in, he would just forget all the check downs. He'll be so tight and try to make the play because he has a strong arm. And he said Sean Payton had to come and tell him and say, hey, look, I know you could throw the ball, but just do what we ask you to do. Just go ahead and read the defense. He said, but fast forward, he said Shador is not going to get a lot of opportunities unless 40-year-old Flacco is going to be getting a lot of rest because of his age. But he said, but he's going to have to get chemistry with the wide receivers. Pickett is not a very good player. Now, that's going to be the one. If Pickett and Gabriel struggles early on, then they're going to say, okay, by the 2nd or 3rd preseason game, because Shador is going to get time probably in that 3rd preseason game. A little bit of that 2nd, but that 3rd preseason game, he might get a whole quarter and a half. And it depends on how he looks against Gabriel. And then again, Pickett is going to get a lot of times. So he might get in there and just really just look horrible. And they might say, hey, man, let's give Gabriel some of these snaps.
Yeah, like it's gonna be crazy, bro. I promise you,
it's gonna be a hill to climb for Shador.
They done put some red tape up in front of that boy. Anybody that's thinking that, oh man, Shador is just gonna be able to get the reins this year and eventually he gonna end up on the field. Let's look at the other guy. What's his name? The one from the quarterback from UCLA, from Cleveland.
He got traded.
I know he got traded, but you seen how he was playing in the preseason and he was playing pretty good, but he was still ended up being like the 3rd string quarterback, and it just took like through pure injury that he ended up on the field and shit the bed pretty much. But the thing is, just looking at that, this is how these cornerbacks end up getting on the field. And you don't want to wish injury on anybody, but that's the only way Shador getting on that field next year. You know what I'm saying? Through injury. And whenever he gets on that field, he is going to have to be crisp. I'm talking about bro gonna have to be so crisp whenever he touches that field, he gonna have to raise some eyebrows. He cannot do it being average. He's gonna have to be above average. And you want to know how much humility it's gonna take for him to actually accept his role as a 5th round quarterback? Like he's literally gonna just like he really gonna have to put his nose down, bro. Like, and he can do it. It's possible for any man to do it, but can Shador do that? You know what I'm saying? Really?
I mean, I think that like not personally to you, Nitty.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that dude is not even built to put his nose down. That dude gonna have a smile on his face, heads up, man. I just think people, it's like when you have a person that's always on the sideline, that's always pouting, and they're gonna have a dedicated camera on Shador the whole entire year.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be waiting for any little thing that happens and gonna say, "See, I told you." And it's like people are automatically assuming that he can't accept the role, but nobody have any proof that he can or he can't. And so it's like, oh yeah, you project, like it's a lot, like Chase Daniels, like he said that he was a Heisman finalist. He said he went from being a Heisman finalist to not being drafted. He said, yeah, it was a thing of it. He said, but when he went through pro days and things like that, they said his height and his arm strength. And they were just saying he was more of a system quarterback. He thought he was more like Drew.
That's why he was that good. Like I always used to say, like, how did he end up on the bench like that? Like, dude was good every time he touched the field.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, certain throws in the NFL that people were trying to line say Shador can't make those throws. They only started saying that the week of the draft. I didn't see none of that on Colorado film. They started saying all his throws were checkdowns.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I watched every Colorado, like now it was just a bunch of lies that I just refused to listen to. But I don't think that he's gonna have to put his nose down. I don't tell my kids at all to be humble about nothing. Be confident.
No. When I say put his nose down, what I was trying to say is that automatically
study and learn, and
circus is gonna come with him, right? Automatically, like all the youngsters, all the young Cleveland Brown fans are all about to be at every practice, every Twitter post. Start Shador. When is Shador starting? He's about to get the public. The public, it can also change, his directive as far as them just like, hey, we want to see Shador. And he can exacerbate that if he wants to. He can actually turn that up. He can be like, hey, look, like, I want to be on the field. The media is going to be talking.
You know how that stops? Bill O'Brien didn't even let rookies even get on the microphone. If I'm the Cleveland Browns, he don't talk to the media. Shador already got the number 1, 2, or 3 selling jersey already. So it's going to be more Sanders jerseys in the stands, and like you said, in 2 days and OTAs. But he's not talking to the media, and in the locker room, he's not going to have access to no media. That's how you kill that circus. And then when I'm at there, Stefanski is, how Shador doing? Hey, next question. Before the press conference was start, hey, how y'all doing? Everybody doing good? Let me get this straight. Let me get it straight right now. I'm not answering any questions about Shador Sanders.
Hey, and look, I'm not gonna lie. That is exactly how they're gonna have to do that. I'm talking about exactly to the T. They're gonna have to literally be like, look, he's not talking to the media, And and that's what I meant by keeping his head down. Like don't get all to making it to where you got all these cameras around you when you the 5th round quarterback. It's like you don't want them thinking that you trying to use the media and other things to try to get into, on the field. Because that'll just make people want to hold you off the field even more. But yeah, he just gonna have to go in there and be like his journey now is Tom Brady-esque. It's crazy, like, right? Bro might even pray that he can have a career like Tom Brady. And sometimes, like they say, you got to be careful what you ask for, right? Bro, like, okay, yeah, well, you're going to have to go get picked way far deep in the draft then to do what number was Brady when he got picked? Do y'all know?
No, bet.
Oh, okay. I thought it was somewhere similar or close. I thought I seen somebody say that. But Brady went in the 6th round though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went in the 6th. So yeah.
199, 6th round.
You say one what?
199, 6th round.
Yeah, 199. Yeah, he went 144. But I watched the video because I did tell y'all we was gonna get to a part in the show where I wanted to speak on that. But I watched the video well off I think it's Deion Sanders Jr. And he put a compilation together of how that whole draft weekend went. And man, y'all, it's a watch. I suggest that, everybody go and put that on and watch it. It's probably about 30 minutes, I think, but shows you all the way from Shador getting up that morning to the jeweler coming to the house, dropping off that big ass chain that y'all saw. And Shador was trying to pick out what outfit he was gonna wear. And you can tell from the vibes there that everybody was thinking that, man, bro was going in the 1st round. He believed that everybody who was around him at that time believed it. You know what I'm saying? And as you see the day progress and, him having to make the announcement at the end of day 1, and like, I know we'll be good tomorrow. And, not going on that day neither. You seeing him just, trying to occupy himself doing certain things, just waiting for his name to be called. And this the part that kind of got me, because as a father myself, you heard Deion say, you know what I'm saying? He said, God, man, he said, please, he said, put me on the cross. He said, take my son off the cross. Put me on the cross. I take it all for my son. And then he took his glasses off and he said, you think I'm playing? He said, I'm dead serious. Like, he really, like, and that's the part, like, I was thinking, I didn't see it. I mean, even before I seen that scene, just as a father, I thought about it from Deion's standpoint. I'm like, I wonder if he feels like he played a role in this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because as a father, we wouldn't want to interfere with nothing, any kind of, you know what I'm saying, something good for our kids. And, I'm pretty sure Deion had to go back all the way to the bravado of just him as a player, that would come back and bite him in his butt about his kids. And it's like, damn, that was just crazy to look at that, bro. But yeah, it really bothered him. And you can also see how when Shador finally gets drafted, how Deion, he dips his head in the camera and he like, thank you, like appreciate it. Like, and you can see the humbleness, like you can see him just being real humble, man. And it was just crazy, bro. It was just crazy to see that. And I think it's a good watch, man. Y'all should go check that out.
So we went from Texans on 3 to Shador on 3.
Shador on 3. No, man. I just wanted to talk about that because us as and I hate to bring race into things like this, but something went wrong that day, bro, because we've never, and it's crazy. Like Rich Eason is somebody who I've been watching.
Rich Eisen.
Yeah, Rich Eisen. Goddamn. That I've been watching for a long time, man.
Hey, Rich gonna max you out, man. Keep playing with that, man.
Look, but the thing is, that's crazy is that, even he's seen it. When you have somebody that like even he says that in all his time doing this, that he's never seen that happen in the draft before. That's something. It's one of those things. It's like it falls into that like Kaepernick kind of an issue where, I know we try to keep politics out of sports and stuff like that. And I think that, what happened to Shador is not really going to get spoken about in the light. We know this. It's going to be one of those things that's kind of swept under the rug, but there's no reason that people who, at the least had, Shador in a top 100 at like 20, you know what I'm saying? There's no way that you go in the fifth round like that. And they showed some of his interviews because, I got tricked by the media too. Some of them interviews that you seen, it did make him look like he was super arrogant. But I seen some interviews later after that bro didn't seem arrogant at all. He just seemed sure about what he was talking about. And, sometimes they rubs people the wrong way. But I also think at the same time, bro, this was a message. This was a message being put out into the psyche of future football players that, want to come into the league with that NIL money and, want to have a certain stature about yourself. Because, a lot of people say, look at Cam Ward. Cam Ward ain't had no big old chain and all of this. And look, he went first. But what if Cam Ward actually wanted a big chain? But what if he was advised like, nah, that wouldn't look good if you did that. They probably wouldn't take you number one. See, that's the problem in itself. A chain shouldn't have nothing to do with whether or not you go into the NFL and go number one in the draft. It shouldn't matter, but it did. And I just wanted to take a time. We ain't got to stay on it too long, but it was just something that I just wanted to bring up just for the people who are in earshot and listening that, because this is one of them things, like I said, it's going to get swept under the rug, but it's one of those things that shouldn't be swept under the rug. But just keep y'all eyes open, man, and just watch. Just watch. Hopefully, like I say, like we said in the beginning, he can end up being a starter, man, and end up doing great things. I think somebody asked Grok or Grok, whatever you call GROK, the AI, and they say that he's going to have a phenomenal career. He's going to make $1 billion in his career, and he's going to win a few Super Bowls. So hopefully AI know what they're talking about. But yeah.
Hey, let me add one last point to that, Nitty.
Uh-huh.
And this is the part that like media members want to tap dance over. They turn to the black people in the set and say, "What do you think that is?" And they kept trying to get them to bite to say it's about color, about race. Do y'all remember that interview that Rena was with this white TV reporter, and Serena was saying how good she was going to be, and the guy said, "How do you know that?" She said, "Because I just know that." And he said, "Well, how do you know that?" Richard got up and became unglued. He said, "Hey man, she said what she said. Why are you trying to change her mind?" See, there's a mentality out there that you're not supposed to come in and be arrogant if you're a certain color. Let's call it what it is. They didn't like Tiger Woods because Earl Woods was a military man, and Earl Woods trained his son. Earl say, "I got this. I'm gonna take all the." Tiger didn't do a lot of talking. Richard did a whole bunch of talking. LeVar Ball did a bunch of talking. Dion did a bunch of talking. And it's like, look, we don't like that. You can't not be loud and boisterous. Just come in, shut your mouth, and do your job. I can do my job and I can talk at the same time, but they want you to fall in line. Like you just said, the big change. Did they see Abdul Carter and his dad had the big ass chain too? Like everybody that was flashy, man. Just call it what it was. They didn't like Shador. They was gonna make him slide, and it is what it is. Like, hey, we move on to the next thing. So, hey, this is the Texans on 3. So, hey,
Hey, I just wanted to speak on that.
Congratulations.
Like
Oh
I say,
yeah, great topic, man. Great topic.
yeah, I think that like I said, it's one of those things to just pay attention to, because a lot of things that are done in media on TV period are done to affect the subconscious. And so you're gonna have a lot of people thinking before they like now, just knowing that certain things will affect your draft status, man, you finna have people being clean as a whistle coming before that
Hey,
draft. You know what I'm
hey,
saying?
I got you to put. I need you to put this statement on a screen. Texas
Hmm.
Tangent.
Which one? This one?
Arrogance is good on no one.
I don't know how old he is, but there's this guy named Cassius Clay
Uh-huh.
that said he was the greatest. Man, you can go back way back to Jack Johnson back in the early 20s. Like Dion's arrogant and it looked good on him. Michael Jordan, everybody, the top athletes are arrogant, bro. It's just a trait that you have. You don't
Yeah,
think that
Michael Jordan, all of them, they all thought that they were the best at what they did. And if they did not think that, I don't think they would have been able to accomplish what they did in the sport. The only time to me when arrogance looks bad is when you talking arrogantly and you not able to bag it up. Or
yeah,
arrogance is when you good at what you how good that you are, but you try to bring doom and gloom to others. You know what I'm saying? And I know that some of these guys, the names that we spoke of, it would go back and forth sometimes, but that's how trash talk goes sometimes. But yeah,
right.
I do believe that, in what you do, that's even us as Texans on three. We have to believe that we are very good at what we do. Other than that, we wouldn't be very good at what we do. Like it's like you have to think like that. But we all know that type of arrogance, that one person that can walk in a room and they can turn everybody stomach a certain type of way because of just how this person is. And it's because they speaking on a lot of emptiness. You know what I'm saying? Like if Michael
Mhm.
Jordan came in a room right now and be like, boy, I was cold on that basketball court, I'm telling you. If it's 10 people in the room, we all gonna turn around and be like, no shit, bro. You was like, bro, I remember that game when you played against, like, we go all start telling them, like, you not lying. You really were great at what you was doing. Think about somebody who walks in the room and be like, man, I whoop all of y'all in this room in a game of basketball. And we ain't never seen them play. We ain't never seen none of that. You know what I'm saying? We could take that. It's, slight arrogance. Cause what? Just cause you good, that means I'm bad. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you can look at it like that. What's hold on, something else. He said, I disagree that arrogance looks good. You can talk, but there's a difference between confidence and arrogance. I think that's what it is. I think the confidence is the part that like where I'm coming from. Like it's good to have confidence and know that you're good in something. I think arrogance is this lofty way of walking around and looking down on others. You know what I'm saying? To where you can just tell that when a person is talking, that they talking down on others. Like some people might say people with money, like, you can hear them saying certain conversations about, like, you might like Patton might say, hey man, I wanna take you out lunch to Timmy Chan's, and somebody might say, hell no, I ain't going no Timmy Chan's. I don't eat that cheap ass shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That could be taken as arrogance. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's to each his own, but I know what you mean by the confident part.
Hey, let's wrap it up because there are stories out there that Larry Bird walked in the Atlanta Hawks locker room and told Dominique Wilkins, "I'm finna bust your ass." What the hell you think that is, man? That's cockiness, arrogance. It's synonymous to I mean, to each other.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, who's the most arrogant person in the NBA right now and busting people ass left and right? Anthony Edwards.
And
Yeah.
He's talking noise. He's in your face. He was in Durant's face last year. He said Durant is his idol. He was soaking up the game in Olympics. He was like a sponge. He was busting Durant ass and talking noise to him arrogantly. Durant couldn't say nothing because he did it. He was double hand pushing LeBron. Thank you, man. Come on, man. Hey, we didn't talk enough about Shador. Let's go ahead and get back to what we came here for.
Okay, so look, let's say this, man. We talked about the draft. We talked about the grading of the players. Lastly, before we get up out of here, it's the last question I got for y'all. Who do y'all look at should be in fear of losing their job? Who's out of here?
Schultz.
Man, I'm looking for Schultz to turn into a different Schultz. I don't know.
Well, you know what I feel.
Always say D'Amico does. Maybe it's some Kaylee cocaine that could be sprinkled on him. I don't know.
Kaylee cocaine.
I don't know. Maybe something can be sprinkled on him that can, you know what I'm saying, turn him into a different tight end. I'm willing to give him that much time at least. I don't know. For some reason, I need to see Schultz under a proper tight end coach. But I don't know who was doing the tight ends in Dallas. I don't know. But I just want to see what Kaylee can do to him. And if he's not, like, because I've heard you say this on another show, and I wanted to see, I wanted to make sure I heard you right. Did you say that you think Lachey Latchy, what you want to call him, Lachey or Latchy? Lachey, do you think he can beat out Stover?
Yeah.
What make you think that?
So, once again, he's not the fastest guy in the room. The fastest guy in the room is Brevin, Schultz. Then it's a tie between Stover and Skywalker. But he's a complete package, man. This guy is literally going to come in. He's going to block. People are not going to pay him too much attention because he's a big-ass tight end running around. But once he catches the ball and gets to moving down the field, he's going to become a problem. Like, the guy has so much upside. It's just, can he come in? How quick can he learn the offense? Now, as I tell people all the time, his production wasn't as great. A, he had an ankle injury, and B, had very piss-poor quarterback play. I was a predominantly running team.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we're trying to run the ball, that's your guy. You can put him at H-back. Of course, he's a tight end. Like, he's going to move people off the line. He's going to be a problem. And I'll go off the gate and say this now. Out of all the tight ends we have, he has the best hands. The guy doesn't drop the ball at all. Like, he ain't dropping shit.
What do y'all think about what's the name as a wide receiver? The guy that we got from because this is good what Brandon said right here. No, Barrios and also Watson, who we got from Kansas City. Do y'all think it's any way they make the team now after these 2 draft picks we just got?
So Watson is a guy that can play special teams. Watson is a very talented receiver / tight end. He's kind of in between the two.
Mm-hmm. He's a tweener.
He's like a scrawny. The only thing is he's never healthy. So I don't have him making the team at all, just based off being healthy. I believe he's gonna run into Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward gonna knock his ass out of practice.
Brandon say he's Justin Watson is staying. He's on a 2-year. Yeah, I realized that they signed him to
a 2-year deal. I thought it was a 1. Well, I still say Jimmy Ward gonna tackle his ass and knock him out. I will say this though, Barrios. That's the if you keep 6 receivers, then that means if he's on the team, then he's primarily a return guy, whether it's punt return or kick return. And I'm willing to say punt return more than kick return because you got Pierce. Pierce is going to make the team. Pierce will make the team.
You said, I think Barrios, Mechie, and Hutch are all on 1 year. Yeah, I think like one of those guys are gonna make it. Somebody gonna be lucky, but like I say, man, you got Hutchinson, you got Mechie, you got Watson, you got Barrios, and this is outside of Nico, Kurt, Higgins, and Noel. That's 4 already. I'm pretty sure we're probably gonna keep 5 wide receivers.
So it's gonna be 6.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be 6 at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Last year we kept 7. Who that we had Sims on the squad at one time. We had 7 at one time. We got rid of the fullback.
Yeah.
It depends on we keep a fullback.
Well, see, we had a fullback going into the season, but when Brooks got hurt, that's what pushed the receiver to number 7. Now, see, that's the thing too, though. Like, are we going to have a fullback? Now, we signed a guy to play fullback. Brooks is coming back. I don't believe Brooks is a long-term starting fullback.
Brooks is not a fullback. That's Slowick dumbass had him back
you know
there.
what I'm saying? Like, now, granted, he did a good job playing fullback. Like, I give him credit for that. Like, he was thumping. But if we have a fullback in this offense, which I don't think we need one, because if you keep your tight end the way it is, right? Let's say Schultz make the team, Brevin make the team, Skywalker and Stover. Stover and Skywalker are both guys that can play the H-back. Hell, Brevin can play the H-back if need be. I don't see fullback being a necessity in this offense. But my mind may change.
No, especially if y'all say we're gonna be doing a lot of shotgun.
Yeah, I mean, shotgun. Only time you need the fullback, bro, is when you're going to you're on goal line, and then even then, hell, you can have Stover or what's your guy name? Cal
or extra lineman.
What's the
extra lineman coming out?
Which one?
The D tackle. Like,
D
tackle. The Samoan guy.
Oh, Togia?
Yes. Those ass at fullback and goal line.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. You can have the luxury of doing things like what you see other teams. Well, you don't really have to go as far as the Ravens do, but put other personnel back there. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen Slowick do that. I've seen somebody who was showing. I don't know if that was the dude Jacob that be on Twitter. Shout out Jacob, but I think I seen where he put this video together where it was showing some mistakes that Slowick put Sean in. I mean, not Sean. God damn, CJ Stroud in. And damn, boy, that goes to show you. But it was just showing some of the situations he put him in, and one of the plays was actually Schultz being in the background. I mean, being in the backfield. It was a shotgun play though, but it was.
Yeah, I see that. I see that.
And mixing on one side and Schultz to the other, and Schultz was just discombobulated on the play, and Tunsil stepped on his foot, on CJ foot, man. It just was crazy, man. And I want to say this too. I know this is not big time news, and I know that this dude, there's a reason, put it like this. There's a reason that when I used to see, and I was on Twitter, social media all the time, whenever I would see them put up a list of who was the best left tackle in the league, and they would have them listed in the top 10. I would never see Laramie Tunsil's name up there. And what you would see in the comment section is a whole lot of Texans fans like, oh, y'all gonna disrespect Laramie like that? Y'all gonna disrespect Laramie? And I watched this go on for about 2 years. 2 years. To a point where I never seen it not change. I would look at these lists and you just would not see Laramie. Laramie will probably be like 11 or something like that, but he would not be in the top 10. Whenever they were doing a top 5 list, he definitely wasn't on there.
Was it linemen or total line or left tackle?
It was left tackles. They would be talking about only left tackles, and Laramie Tunsil wouldn't be up there every time, bro. I'm telling you, it would trip me the hell out because us as Texans fans, we love to believe that he damn near one of the best in the league.
Yeah,
but not according to the league though. Like you say, that only being pass blocking and not being able to do his thing and run blocking, this shit would knock him down the list. So many ways what I'm trying to tell people, I guess I'm speaking to the people who would be worried that, we don't got Laramie Tunsil and all of this stuff. Well, look at it like this, my brothers and my sisters. Laramie wasn't the end all be all of this line. And you know what I'm saying? We're gonna probably be able to get somewhere close to his play, if not better, bro. We don't know what's gonna happen with this line, and I guess that's a good thing. Like, we don't know what's gonna happen, but if we go back to what we see and what they got rated already, we know that they done paid Cam Robinson like he's a starter. I don't know why you would do that if you did not plan on starting him. But the starting job is it safe to say that the starting job is his to lose?
No.
Money wise and
Oh
experience,
shit.
yeah.
That Patton say no though. He don't think that it's his to lose.
But
Nobody
the
got a
way
job.
See him like
no
that.
no nobody has a job, but the way that Nick operates, money and experience. Now, when you get into training camp, like okay, right now, just clean slate. We don't know who, what, where. We haven't seen Ursary haven't even stepped on the field at all. It
Mm-hmm.
ain't, and nobody can pencil him in as anywhere.
Anything.
Cam has played over 100 snaps. Was having a good year last year until he got traded in the middle of the year to go to Minnesota on a new scheme. So Nick went out there and paid him the money and got rid of our left tackle and brought him in. He's the left tackle with the most experience. I would think that would be the one that you can just actually pencil in. But as time go on, it doesn't mean that he's not going to be uprooted. So as of today, the way Nick paid him, the way that the draft went, the other free agents that we picked up,
Mm-hmm.
it only makes sense that he is what they're going to pencil in. But when it's like when tour days and all of the other stuff start, things change.
Yep. Yep. It's definitely going to change, bro. Definitely going to change. And that's the thing, like I say, it's so wide open, bro. But like you say, according to that money and how Nick normally pays people, you can normally tell by, like you say, we put it on paper right now. We know Robinson will probably be the starter, but we don't know what Trent Brown got to say about that, man. And other players like it's gonna be a beautiful competition, man. That's just gonna
Mm,
my whole focus throughout this. I'm gonna tell y'all right now before training camp even start. I'm watching the linebackers. I'm watching the wide receivers, and I'm watching the O line. And if I had to put it in order, I'm gonna say the O line first. I've got a magnifying glass on the O line, and yeah, yeah, for real, for real. That's just how I see it, man. Um, and like y'all say, well, not y'all answered that question pretty much. Is there any other players before we get out of here that y'all think that may be losing their job that you like? Hey, bye bye. Is it Jimmy Ward? Is it
Jimmy is probably a. I know everybody get caught up in that's a D'Amico guy. Jimmy injured, Jimmy old, Jimmy on his last. And he's on his last year, or do he got 2 more years?
This last year.
Last year. I mean, you pretty much replaced. You drafted his replacement. Jimmy get hurt. Jimmy's a little old, and I know he's like the coach on the field. But you got another coach that's back there that's pretty young too. That's pretty active, and that's Gardner.
mm-hmm.
So if you ask me about the numbers, now Jimmy could come in and ball out. One thing that you got to know is in the NFL, and even with this team, you can't say, well, he's definitely up out of here. Because if every Texan fan had $1 million to go bet that Robert Woods would have got cut, we would have lost $1 million last year. Robert made the team when everybody knew he was out the door. So
Yep.
that's just one of them things that we have no idea. Jimmy can come in and just have a resurgence of a career, or can get hurt in preseason like Noah Brown and be on the next thing smoking. So I think Jimmy is probably, you know, he'll probably be out of there.
Yeah, I think those. I mean, and like you say, they do. It has to play out on the field. But if we just say it from
Darby.
where we sitting right now,
Darby
yeah,
not gonna make the team.
yeah, Darby. I definitely think Darby won't make the team. The highlight people that we'll be definitely looking for and looking at is DP. I told y'all I looked at Damian Pierce's not his individual highlights, but I looked at the Houston Texans 2024 highlights, and Pierce popped up on about 5 or 6 plays. And whenever I would see him, these plays, the kick returns, the long runs, and all of that, I'm like, man, it looked like there's some room on the team for plays like that. Is that enough to hold you and hold a roster spot? It should, because it's a score. It helps the team win. But I don't know, man. I don't know if DP is gonna make it this time, man. And y'all know I'm a big DP fan, but it just does not
He'll make it.
seem.
He'll make it.
If all things are fair, if you take away that 93-yard run last year, Damon Pierce had 39 carries for 201 yards. By my calculation, that's 5 yards a carry. By my calculation, that's very, very good. That means he didn't get enough carries. Sloyd did a lot of things that was just questionable. But just to say a guy that was your backup that got 39 carries, I know 39 is not a lot. The 5 yards a carry in NFL, it is what it is. So
Yeah,
new scheme, new blocking scheme, new offensive coordinator. It's one of them things we just have to wait and see.
yeah. I hope
But
he. But
he has opportunity to make it.
it makes me think about what would be our running back room, right? Realistically, we would have Joe Mixon. Y'all say Woody is going to start behind him. We would have DP behind him, and then we would
Mm-mm.
have Dare Agumawale behind him. So how does this end up working? How does this end up working out? What does our running back room look like to you, Cal?
Woody is not number two because he's not going to be able to come in and just. I can't say what he can't do, but Damon been in the league going on 4 years. That being that backfield blocker, which Damon is pretty good at, picking up the blitz and the coverage in the backfield, he's pretty
Mm,
good. As a rookie, that's a lot of learning to do. Now, he's going to be a third down back, especially if they go four wide. You already know you just got a reception out of the backfield with Woody.
easy.
But I think that Damon is going to probably if he comes in, if they set the depth chart right now, once again, you got a guy who has never stepped on the field that was drafted pretty low versus a guy that's already been in the field. He's an NFL vet.
Hmm.
He's going into his fourth year, so he knows how to prepare. He knows all the little things to get ready. Woody's going to have to learn those things. He's going to have to learn from Mixon and Pierce. So I think that's now, like I said, as things progress, Woody can come in and just take reps. But we know Damon ain't Pierce ain't no punk. Pierce
Hmm.
might have a little cataracts every now and then, but he ain't no punk though.
Oh no, like I said, on some of those plays where bro just broke it, those were like straight effort runs, and he got
Mm-hmm.
something. It's like you say, it's just gotta be set up for him, which every player, like that's it's funny, like we'll say that about one player, but that's literally the game. Like if a player is not set up in the right position to succeed, then these plays won't work. Just like the one play I watched that broke my heart, the one against Dallas where Nico, they had that one on the highlight reel for some reason. The one where he broke the touchdown in the screenplay against Dallas.
Right.
They threw the flag on that joint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like that was a perfectly set up play too, man. I'm talking about it was nice. Okay, Brandon. Okay, y'all, we about to get ready to get up out of here. We have been in here hour and 28. We gotta go cheer on these Rockets, man. Man, I just hope that, I want to watch the game, man, but I don't want to, there's some feelings that I chose to let go a long time ago when it came to the Rockets. And I've been doing pretty good since I ain't been watching the Rockets like that. I watch them from afar, you know what I'm saying? But, during this playoffs, I've been watching them. And it's almost getting back to how I used to feel, man. And so I'm gonna watch the game tonight, y'all, man. And just hopefully they can pull it out. Pause, man. I really hope they can pull this out. Appreciate you, Larry, man.
Appreciate it, Larry. Appreciate it, man.
Look,
Texas
everybody in the
Chances, take
chat.
go Rockets.
Yeah.
I just got the best signal from Tim Chan, so
Oh, okay. So you already know what time it is. Well, hey, man, let me give a quick shout out to everybody in the bull ring. Y'all already know, man. Shout out Larry Payton, man. Shout out that boy Alan P, the fourth. That's the fourth. We got Brandon. Y'all know Brandon gonna be in there. We got Killer Cal in there.
he was there earlier.
You know, we got Texas Tangents in there, man. Appreciate you, my guy. Let me see. I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. I think that I got everybody. Yep, appreciate that, man. That's everybody, man, in the bull ring. We appreciate y'all for taking y'all time to tune in with us.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. It's going to be very, very, very fun, man. Building up to the training camp. What we're gonna be doing as a show is we're gonna start doing positions. Pause. We're gonna start doing. We're gonna pick 2 positions. Every show. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna break down that position of the whole team, everybody that's on that team, break down the position on paper, and just talk about those players in that position and how is that position going to do in this coming year. And other than that, that should be fun within itself. But everything to build up, man, till training camp, because man, that training camp is gonna be fun, y'all.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna be out there. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get me one of them fans. Probably not one of them fans that y'all be out there dancing with. I'm gonna try to get one of them electric fans. I don't want to be out there with one of them Chinese folding fans. But wait them fans. Okay. You got Gia say Texans on 3, man. Shout out her in the bull ring, most definitely. Boston, sit down. My boy is ready to run out the door. Y'all don't even understand. He's really gonna run it at Timmy Chance. He probably ain't gonna get in the car. But anyway, man, we appreciate y'all. Let me give the everybody who picked it with us a hand, man. Make sure that y'all tune in Tuesday, man. Like I say, we'll have the first 2 positions. I'll put a post up on Twitter, man, and let y'all know what positions we'll be going with, so y'all can already have y'all questions and anything that y'all want to bring to the show ready. Other than that, though, man, it's been a beautiful show, my guys. Let's go Rockets, man. Y'all already know it's go Texans, but man, go Rockets, man.
Yeah.
Let's go try to pull this thing out. Pause. But if that's all, man, we're gonna get up out of here, y'all. It's Texans on 3, man. Y'all already know. We'll see y'all Tuesday.